Welcome back, everybody. This is David, aka Superman, coming at you from the Bowling Center. So I've been at the Bowling Center since 11 o'clock today. Seems like a really long time to just bowl practice, but we haven't been bowling practice all day. We had to get a ball punched, and then there were some other factors that went on at the center before we were finally able to get a lane. So I didn't get a lane until close to 1:30, but needless to say, got a lane. So but goals for today, and for really the next several practice sessions going forward, is really just to focus on the basics. And I mean, I know the fundamentals of the game, but right now we're not executing them well at all. So today's two things to work on was posting at the foul line. So for those of you that don't know what posting is, that's balance. Which to me that equates to foot speed and a couple of other things, but mostly just foot speed. And also forward tilt at the waist. So I need to make sure that my body posture is where I need it to be to make good shots. So that's what that is. And then goal number 2 for the day, or yeah, we'll just call it goal number 2, was spares. So trying to figure out a comfortable method of targeting that allows me to consistently pick up my corner pin spares. Not just the 10 pin or the 7, but literally anything on the right side and vice versa the left side. So unfortunately I wasn't able to shoot many left side spares today. I mean, I purposely picked a couple off in the very first game, which I don't ever really pay attention to score much when I practice until I get to a point where I feel like I'm ready to try to work on some of those fundamentals that I was just going over for however long I was going over them. So I took a good game, almost game and a half or so, of shooting at really just the corners on both sides of the pin deck. So found what I think is going to be a much better method for me of targeting my spares. So for anything on the left side of the lane, it's going to be between 3rd and 4th arrow is really where I'm going to target. More specifically, boards 17, 18, 19, and I'll consistently pick up my 4 and my 7 pins as long as I don't screw up something else like foot speed. And then consequently for the right side spares, the 6, the 10, the 9 pin, my targeting is between 20 and 23. And again, make sure the foot speed is there. So that seemed to work out really well. So I only missed 2 spares. One of them, I missed it to the right, shooting at a 7 pin. Got fast with the feet. The mark wasn't where I thought it should be, and then I was trying to go too direct at it, so I wasn't giving myself enough room for air. Was a large part of it too. So I missed that one to the right, hits the curtain. Oh well. And the other spare that I missed today was a multi-pin spare, the 36910, and I chopped the 610 off the 39, hooked the ball into it. The ball hooked a little bit more than I thought it would, and it picked the 39 right off the 610. So you learn. I feel like every time I walk into the house pattern plays a little differently than before. So, but that's okay, because that's part of the challenge of bowling, is figuring out how to attack the pattern and how to attack it effectively. But my focus today wasn't so much on how to attack the pattern, it was really just to post the foul line. So I have a good, confident, repeatable shot to make my moves off of. And until I can do that, you really can't focus on anything other than just getting your balance back underneath you, because it's very important to have good footwork. So I fell off on, out of 4 games, probably 4 shots, and they were all in the first 2 games. So got much better at posting the shot as I continued to focus on just keeping my feet underneath me, and then keeping my shoulders upright. So we kind of minimized the forward tilt. I got a lot of forward tilt anyway. I'm a taller guy. So for those of you that watch the PBA, you'll see like Wes Malott, who's I think 6'4", 6'5". I'm not quite his height, I'm only 6'2", but still, it causes me to have a little bit more forward tilt than I think some players do, especially the shorter guys. So, but was able to develop a rhythm that is something I want to repeat. So that was good. That was good. And then my spares, like I said, I only missed those 2. So I felt today's practice session was very productive. And then we shot some games for score to practice kind of what we were working on. And one of the things I was trying to work on once I finally got, you know, my balance back underneath me and everything else, was I wanted to play down the boards. So for those of you that aren't familiar with down the boards, this is literally parallel to the gutter. So for a right-hander, I mean, that could be, you know, down 5, down 7, whatever. Down second arrow for a lot of the standard league bowlers, you know, board 10. So today, I mean, when I finally started trying to pay attention to the score and where I was playing, I was primarily right around 7-8, and kept the speed up around upper 15s, so 15.5 to 15.7. Well, not upper 15s, mid to upper 15s. So 15.5 to 15.7 according to the score system here, and really make sure that I was keeping my hand open at the release. So when I came out of the ball, if my hand was all curled up or, you know, whatever, then it gave me an indication that it wasn't the type of release that I was looking for. But every time I open-handed it, the ball set up and it finished well. It may not have struck, but it finished well. So that's what I was looking for. So I was very happy with that. You know, playing down the rails, shot 245. And one of the spares I missed today was in the, you know, the second and third ball of the 10th frame of that game. So that happens. And then game 2, switched balls, switched to the one I had drilled today, and that ball was a little bit more aggressive. So I started out with a pin-up QZ1 red. So it's an old ball that's from back in the 2010 age, but one of my all-time favorite balls from the Motive line. Quite honestly, I mean, that ball has been my go-to when I was bowling for a while, and now that I'm back at it, it pleases me to see that ball still has the same reaction that I remember it having. So that's good. When I finally get my skills back to par, it's going to be a happy day again. But so I used that for game 1, shot 245. Switched to the Thrash Frenzy was the ball that I had drilled today, which is like circa 2012, maybe early 13 era from Motive. Has the quad fire core, but a more aggressive cover stock to it. So when I threw it, it caused the ball to pick up earlier, and it was a lot earlier than what I was expecting, quite honestly. So went through the face, made the adjustment. So I went back and forth, basically kind of doing this Dutch type of thing on the score, where I'd strike on the right lane or the left lane and leave a spare of some sort in the right lane. By the time I finally got the ball to face up where I wanted it to on the right lane, so I quit leaving, you know, left side spares and weak left side spares because the ball just wasn't finishing. Well, then I went through the face and left to greet church. But it at least gave me an indication of where I was at, and then the next frame I come up, and that was the other spare that I missed today. I chopped the 3, 6, 9, 10, which was, you know, it's okay, it happens. And then so I finished that game with like a 174, so I went 245, 174. But what I noticed from the Frenzy was you got to get that ball more side roll, because the more you can get on side roll, that ball will react the way that I was hoping it would. But when you come out of it just up the back of it, it's very flat off the break point on a fresher pattern. It wasn't fresh, but it was fresher. So overall, it gave me the reaction I was looking for, which is kind of similar to the red QZ1 that I was using in the first game. And I think as I get back into bowling and as these lanes break down and whatnot, I'll be able to move deeper with that ball and open up the lane a little bit more, and it'll still give me that stronger reaction because the lanes will be drier, and it'll be perfect. It should work out really well in the bag until I start getting some of the newer stuff to replace it. kind of like the recoil that comes out in a couple weeks. Very much looking forward to that ball. Thanks, Motive. And it's a fancy color. I like that orange, so looking forward to it for a couple of reasons. And then in game 3, I switched to a stronger ball, moved left because you know, I got to work on my playing inside shot as well, and it focused on, you know, ball speed, foot speed. So I was really trying to put in a couple of different techniques into practice there, and did really well with it. Other than the first frame, I chopped the 3-6-10 again. Oh well. But after that, it was, I think, strike, 9 spare, 4 in a row, 9 spare, strike, 9 spare, off the sheet. So the only spares I left in that entire game, other than the one that I chopped, was I left 2 10-pins and a 7-pin. So I was very happy with that game's performance, my ability to hit the mark. But it all goes back to my foot speed and my balance and my being able to post at the foul line. So moral of the story. Great day. You know, it was a 212 average for the games that I bowled. So I was pleasantly surprised with that, but the focus wasn't on the overall score. It was really on getting my feet underneath me and continuing to make sure that I keep my feet underneath me. So, yep, so that's it. I'll talk to you guys later because I've been here a lot later than I thought, so I got some other stuff to get done today. Superman out.